Namaste,
Namaste,
Techies.
Techies.
Namaste,
Namaste,
Anoop.
Harjit.
Oh my God.
I was looking somewhere else and suddenly realized, oh, you already started this.
Hey, there's no time to waste. We gotta hit the road.
Yay!
Yeah, no more gupshup.
Yeah, straight to the point,
Straight
isn't
to the
it?
point. So, anyways, I found this while cleaning my stuff. This is a hat that we made when we were at MVP Summit. I think
Yeah,
it was 2019, I think, the last
yeah,
MVP
the
Summit.
last some, yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
And they had,
I,
they had the people like making hats and you can write
yeah,
whatever you wanted. So,
I need to find out mine. I also have have the same one, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
with some Anoop or something like that.
Yes, yes. I think you do. Yeah. Something
Yeah.
witty. All right. So, what are we going to talk about today? Let's do it.
So it would be something interesting today. Always we present the interesting topics, but
Whenever
today
you say
is
that, it's dangerous.
it's not that quote unquote interesting, right? It is
Okay.
really interesting. Let's see. Ta-ta-ta. Let me share my screen and let me look at my correct screen. Where is it? Okay, this is the one. Okay, so what are we going to see today? That is nothing but help and support. How to raise ticket with Intune support, right? So that
Ah,
is very important. It is bit different than raising the normal SCM ticket like 3 years before or 4 years before, right? Yeah, we had to follow a different process at that time. Now it is kind of changed, okay? And you need to log into Intune portal or endpoint manager admin center portal, and then go to tenant administration, then go down to
help and
apps.
support.
Yeah, help and support. In that particular page, you would be able to see different topics, right? For example, configuration manager. You want to raise a configuration manager ticket, SCM ticket related to desktop analytics, endpoint analytics, or something else, tenant attach, etc. You can raise the ticket from here, okay? And for Intune, you can see what all about Intune. Those kind of tickets you can raise over here, and
Yeah.
there are other interesting options over here in this co-management auto patch. We discussed about that, isn't it, with
Yeah.
Joy? And our favorite, Windows 365, right?
Hmm.
So there are different options. I clicked on Windows 365, and you can see this is a screen. If you click on Windows 365, so I said we will see something about Intune. So I'm going to go back and go back
There you
and
go.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
Intune.
Intune, click on Intune, and it is going to take a bit. And now you can see over here there are different options. One is the search for solution, and the other one is describe your issue below to open a service request, right? And the other one is thank you. You can view, edit, track your requests, right? If you click on that, you can see the old request which we have raised, etc., right? And if
Yep.
you want to edit something, you can go in and edit, and you can see the status over here, etc., right? Service request opened, callback attempted, issue resolved, etc., etc., right? So that kind of details are available in this particular option, okay? And the second option over here is not enabled at the moment, okay? So to get that enabled, you need to go back to the first option, that is try to find out some solution. So you need to type in what is the issue you're facing. So the famous issue at the moment is enrollment status page, right? Status page is
Yep.
not working.
ESP.
Yeah, is not working, right? So
Okay.
let's search with that. It is going to provide some solutions, provide some links, and probably those are Microsoft documentation links. And then you need to go through that. Oh, okay. It is not Microsoft documentation link, right? So let's switch and go to this section, right? The another tab, and over there I have kind of entered the user details, user's UPN or email address, right?
Yep.
And then you can run the test. This is a fake user, so I'm not expecting anything to come back with diagnostics tests, etc., right? But it is good, right? Rather than providing Microsoft documentation links, it is analyzing a particular user and
Right.
probably audit logs, etc., etc., right? So yeah, it is intelligent enough to find out user
The
is
user
not
doesn't
available.
exist.
Yeah, so we cannot fool this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not going to provide any real user in this particular demo, but you can easily do that, and that is going to provide you a bunch of useful information, and that is going to tell you what is the exact issue if it
Mhm.
is able to find out, right?
Right.
Otherwise, there are some insights, how the enrollment works, basics of enrollment, right? Enrollment status page, all those details are here. Troubleshooting enrollment issues, etc., all those details are there, right?
Mhm.
And the recommended articles, etc., you can see admin. If you click on that, it is going to redirect to the Microsoft
To the docs,
troubleshooting
yeah.
page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. That is really, really, really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, as you can see, this is enabled. That is very good, right?
Yeah.
Rather than struggling with going through all these details, because most of us might have gone through all these troubleshooting pages and
Steps. Yeah.
yeah, steps, and done some R&D with or troubleshooting within ourselves, right? So we just need a expert help and wanted to understand whether there is any service issue from Intune side, or it's a issue of my configuration or my environment or something like that, right? So if you click on this, you would be able to see your title is already
Yeah.
pre-populated with the search keyword which you used. That is
Right.
really nice, right? You don't need to type it again and again. So you can say, okay, hello, I have a problem with enrollment. I tried this, I tried that. Okay, I have gone through the troubleshooting
Mhm.
documentation and all these steps I have completed, right? If you provide details, a lot of details, that is
It
going to
helps
help the
them.
engineer, yeah,
Yes,
to
absolutely.
understand
Don't
the
just say you
exact.
have a problem because
uh,
that doesn't give them anything. Definitely expand and said, one, you've done, these five things to remediate. It doesn't work. And if it's involves a particular device or a particular user, make sure you mention those so they can get better analysis of your problem.
exactly. And I always provide a lot of all the information, all the steps which I normally go through. Like for example, I logged into MEM admin sender portal with admin user, right? It's
Yeah.
a global admin, etc. So they don't worry about my
Mhm.
permissions, etc. They understand, okay, he got all the permissions, etc. And you need to provide some UPN details, right, of the
Right.
user, impacted user, so that they can check in the background and understand what is going on with that particular user, right?
Right.
Similar to diagnostic settings or diagnostic logs,
Yeah.
which we tried before, right?
Yeah. It could be a licensing issue. Could be, you know, um, yeah, many
Yep.
things.
And then you need to confirm your mobile number or the
Yeah.
number which they can contact. That is also important, right? You need to have that
Yeah.
communication. Sometimes you might have a priority issue, high priority issue, and you need immediate callback, etc., right? And the email address, if you, for example, if you have a lesser priority issue, you need them to contact the Microsoft support to contact only during the work hours, right? Only through the email. Then you have that option also, right? Over here
Yeah.
you would be able to see recording calls. Is that okay with you, or you want to give the consent for them, right? For me it is fine. And you can see over here preferred contact. If you prefer email, then you can select that option. If you prefer phone, you can select that option. And this is important, right? You can send log files which is up to 10 gigabytes. So phew, I don't know who is going to send
That's
that
quite a
amount of
bit.
log file. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is pretty useful. All right, if
Yeah.
you have some specific scenario and you want to send all your logs, so there's no size limitation. That is very important. Now you can add files by clicking on this. And then this is also important. If you are basically accessing your um Intune portal,
Canon.
MEM portal from India, for example, right? But probably you are working for a European customer, or you are accessing it from US, but you want to raise a ticket for European customer, and you work on European time zone. Then probably you can select that particular side time zone, your work
Right.
time zone, right? So that is
Hmm.
important. And which language you want to have. So there
Yeah.
are different languages available, lot of languages available. So you can use any of those languages, preferred languages. So that would be useful. And
Yeah.
now you can kind of click on contact me, and that is going to create a
A
support
ticket.
ticket. And I'm not
Hmm.
going to create one for this
No.
demo, because that is going to probably increase. Yeah, see, due to high call
Yeah. Don't do
volume,
that.
yeah, I don't want to trouble Intune support for our demo, right?
Yeah.
But we have seen this, right? This is the ticket details. You can see once you raise the ticket, you will see the service request is open. And then if they try to call you and you didn't pick up, like me, then probably they will put something like this.
Call
So
back attempted. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but you didn't pick. And then email conversation started. And then at the end of the day, they were able to resolve the issue, etc. All the details are available here. If you click on that, if you have,
It'll download it.
yeah, downloaded all the download details, it is, I have uploaded a screenshot
Yeah.
of something, right? That is what it is there, it
Mhm.
is stored over there. Okay, so that was about the ticket,
This
how
is
to raise
really
it.
yeah, it's a really a good new way of requesting support. And what I like about it is that one, the first step it does is try to do some diagnosis on your situation, right? Whether you said, you had put the fake username and user account or whatever to see whether it can detect stuff. And maybe some things might come back and say, oh yeah, you're missing a license for this user, or you're missing something else. um, and then after that it gives you articles and documentations and troubleshooting steps and things like that. And then finally it gives you the option to create a ticket. And this you can do all of this without picking up the phone. So really, really, really cool.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it? And now let's go into some other part of the story now, right? So if you go to tenant status page, you would be able to see service health and message sender.
Nice.
this
Yeah.
is this is important. Over
Yes.
here you would be able to see if there is any service issues which is impacting your particular tenant. Okay, for example, in my tenant, what I can see is, admins were unable to deploy iOS application. Okay, So that is impacting, that was impacting, I would say, my tenant, because now the current status is service is restored, but
Yeah.
previously it was service degraded or something similar to that. Because I heard some post about this. I published a post about this on Friday or Thursday. I don't last Friday or Thursday. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, you will get all these details from here, so, and you would be able to see what has happened, why it is happening, and it is important, right? It is very clearly mentioned what is the root cause, right? And that this is what I like from Microsoft. They are not saying hiding away the root cause, right? And
Hmm.
it is clearly mentioned over here that, oh, okay, there's something going on, there's a code error, there's a code error in the last release, and that caused the issue, etc.,
Right.
etc. And
They're not
sometimes
they're
the
not blaming something like a rat chewed the the cords and or a bird set on the wire and fried it. It's like they're taking
and
ownership of the problems and letting you know what exactly happened, right?
exactly,
So
exactly.
yeah.
And sometimes I have seen they provide the ETA as well, right? What is
Hmm.
what are they doing? How are they deploying
Yeah.
the fix? They have probably different rings and
Mhm.
testing environments, etc. So if you go to some of these details, you would be able to see, oh, okay, we are
Yeah.
we are testing it in our pre-production environment, or we are deploying it to some of the users and they
Right.
are testing it, and kind of stuff like that. That is
Yeah.
also very, very good. That gives admins confidence that they are working, and
Yeah.
this issue will be resolved pretty soon.
Yeah, this is a good place. I mean, like if starting to encounter maybe like certain things that are not working as expected, or there's a change of behavior, come and check this out. And you're probably like it may be an isolated thing for your tenant or your environment, or it could be global, and this will let you know, right? And you're not alone, so you can figure out, oh, okay, I guess I'm not alone. There's a problem here that's affecting, you know, a specific region, or things like that. Um, Very helpful. Yeah.
As you can see, we are current status. We are on the final stage of the internal testing. Due to slight delay, this has taken longer than anticipated, right?
Anticipated.
Yeah. So these are the things very important
Mhm.
when they provide the updates. So I like this actually.
Yeah. It's very transparent. In my opinion,
Yeah.
this is very transparent. There is a problem. They acknowledged it. They're giving you the play by play and frequent updates. The other thing that I would recommend is also that, while you're monitoring this stuff, to also pay attention on Twitter, right? So like there's Azure status page on Twitter and various other ones that will actually report back and give statuses. Hey, yeah, we were notified of this, or we discovered this and we're working on it, and in maybe another 2 hours, another 4 hours, whatever it is, right? So you can just so if you don't know who they are, you can follow Anoop and I on Twitter, and you can see what accounts we're talking about.
Stuff.
Okay,
And
great stuff.
the
And then,
other
and
thing I
so you want, yeah, finish up this one, and
Yeah,
I'll
so the other thing quickly I wanted to cover as the last point, but not the least, right? So, if you go to the message sender, that there you would be able to see some of the interesting features coming up, right? Coming soon features, device analytics or endpoint analytics. What are the improvements they are planning to do? Microsoft is planning to do, etc. And what you need to do from a end user perspective, or not probably from an end user perspective, but a IT admin perspective, what you need to do. Are you supposed to do something? Are you supposed to change some configuration, etc.? For example, over here somewhere I have seen, oh, I don't think I have that. But yeah, you can see all these details, right? Auto patch details, announcing auto patch, new features, etc., and licensing details are there. Roadmap ID is there, etc., etc. So this is also a good place to check what is coming, and if you want to change something, if Microsoft is retiring something. Last week I published a blog about some changes in iOS enrollment, iPad OS enrollment. They are removing the company portal authentication from the iOS, iPad OS enrollment. I think this is going out of support by November 2022. So all these things will be listed over here in the message sender. Okay. So this is for the incidents, basically the first one, service health, and this is basically the message sender where they provide the information and announcements, etc.
The other thing you can show is if you open up another tab and go to admin.microsoft.com, the admin portal.
Admin.microsoft.com, if I can type it, of.com.
Okay, and then on the left-hand side, I believe it's under, yeah, uh,
Health, I think.
health. Exactly. Yes. So the message center there as well. If
Message
you click on the
centers
left-hand
is,
side,
yeah, and you
yeah,
can
it
see over
gives you things
here
about
for,
Windows, if there are Windows issues, things like that, that are being reported or being worked on. You can see there's some things here that are being mentioned about Teams and OneDrive, um, and so on and so forth.
yeah,
So
and
pretty good
service health
stuff.
is another. Yeah.
Yeah. Service health
So,
is another one, and then
yeah,
Windows release health is another one there.
yeah.
So you can click on the Windows release health. The sec,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I
So
think I'm getting
you can
old.
see these things, right?
Yeah.
Um, it includes some of the server versions and
Yeah,
stuff like that. That start, so you can see it, right? It gives you the KBs and
exactly.
the resolve date and the uh, yeah, known issues. If you go all the way to the top there where it says all versions, known issues. Yep. So
Yep.
these are some of the known issues. There's some of them are confirmed, some of them are resolved, and things like that. I mean, it's the information
Pretty
is in your
nice.
fingertips right now,
Yeah. Yeah.
from so many different places. So leverage this. I mean, seriously.
That was a very good tip, actually. So
Hmm.
that you can directly from this particular console, you can watch everything, right? You will come to know service health, Windows release health, message center is there, product feedback if you want to,
Yep.
network connectivity. That is important, right?
Correct.
How the network connectivity is. If you are using hybrids kind of a setup, then sync
Yep.
status is there, software update, you can see how
It's
your
amazing.
software update is working, right? So
Mhm.
that's pretty
And
nice.
also, like, for example, if you go to report it, customize, click on customize. There you go. There
Ah,
you go. So
sending
send me email
notification.
notifications about service health, and then you can, on the page view, you can select all the different services that you want to be notified. So if you have like, but maybe you don't want all of this, right? You just want, I don't know, the Microsoft 365 apps and Intune and a few things. Then what you can do is, if your company has or your IT team has a distribution list, maybe 10 of you or 20 of you or whatever, and then just use that email address and it'll just send out notifications and updates, and then for you to come and look, right?
Exactly. You don't need to set up SMTP server or
Yep,
service, etc. Right?
exactly, exactly.
That's
Yep.
pretty nice. Yeah.
So you'll be able to do this in several places and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Either customize or
Incidents,
settings. Yeah,
advisories,
there
right?
you
All
go.
those issues. Yeah.
Yeah, there
That's
you
pretty
go.
nice.
All of
Yeah.
those issues. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. Very
So,
good.
all right. I think we
Good
got we
stuff.
got some pretty good help
Yeah.
segment of the show
Yeah.
covered
That was
here.
good. Very
Yeah. And of course, you got the feedback portal and, if there's certain things that features that you want to see or or bugs or whatever things that you're discovering. You can always report it through the feedback portal, the new feedback, and yeah, so many ways to get support, so many ways to get help, and then of course that's you and me to help
Exactly.
our IT pro friends, filter through all the tons of information that comes through, and that's why we do Twitter. That's why we help them out. That's why we post stuff. So if you want
Yeah,
to stay on top
that's
of things, definitely follow us. So
and that's why we have this show.
exactly, exactly. All right. So until next time, you know where to find us. And
Don't forget to share, subscribe, like. Unlike it's not there, so I'm kind of no, I'm not going to say it.
all right, thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.